Extraordinary karma. Royal family subtly reveals watertight plan to slam Meg down after the Queen's death. Queen Elizabeth II died on September the 8th, passing peacefully at the royal family's summer residence, Balmoral Castle. Several members of the family made it to the Queen's side while she was under medical supervision, but unfortunately Prince Harry reportedly didn't arrive in time. According to royal correspondent Omid Scobie, Meghan Markle did not accompany him on his trip to Scotland, which may lead you to wonder if Meghan will be at the Queen's funeral. The funeral is scheduled to take place at Westminster Abbey 10 days after the Queen's death, in this case Saturday, September the 17th. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex plunged the royal family into one of the most challenging periods in modern royal history during the twilight years of the Queen's reign. The Megxit saga, the rift between Harry and his brother, the Duke of Cambridge, allegations of racism against an unnamed royal, and accusations that the institution failed to help a suicidal Meghan left the Windsors in turmoil. Meghan still has more podcasts to release. If she has more nasty jabs against the royal family, it will go very badly for her. At every turn, she supported them no matter how much literal shit they threw her way, right up until the end. She tried to keep them in the fold, especially with the open invitation to Balmoral, which they chose to ignore despite being in the UK. That being said, I'm just waiting to see how Meghan is going to use Archie and Lilibet as pawns during this. The whole country is in mourning, and she can't stand when things aren't about her. I trust that King Charles will not allow his son and wife to take over his mother's funeral. That would be his first mistake of his reign. The Queen, who was not one for confrontation, did not betray any private feelings in public and held a great affection for her own wayward grandson. Yet, she remained resolute when the Sussexes initially pushed to become part-time working royals, insisting they could not have their cake and eat it. A stickler for tradition, the Queen also stripped them of their prestigious royal patronages and Harry of his military titles, leaving the Duke saddened. Further specifics have not yet been announced, but when the day arrives, Meghan and Harry will likely attend the event together. While Meghan didn't go to Prince Philip's funeral last year, this was reportedly due to her pregnancy at the time and being advised not to fly. More recently, Meghan has shown up for the royal family several times, including earlier this summer when she introduced Lilibet to her namesake and attended the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Thanksgiving service alongside Prince Harry shortly after. It's unclear why Meghan didn't go to Balmoral, but it's worth noting that Kate Middleton didn't accompany Prince William there either, so Meghan's absence doesn't seem linked to her history with the royal family and was likely purely practical in nature. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle hit two birds with one stone during their most recent trip to British soil together. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, alongside the other members of the royal family, are convinced that Queen Elizabeth neared death amid growing concerns about her deteriorating health. Harry has not been at the top of the Queen's Christmas card list for a couple of years now, but at the end of the day, he is still her grandson and she loves him. If her health is declining in a way that suggests the family should gather, there is no question about it, she would want Harry to be there. It was also claimed that Queen Elizabeth and Prince Harry have yet to fix a handful of issues, especially after Meghan Markle launched another set of attacks against the royal family in her Archetypes podcast on Spotify, an interview with The Cut magazine. Despite their rift, the two royals would always share a bond.